General Notice 001 Alpha. In order to prevent knowledge of SCP-001 from being leaked, several /no false SCP-001 files have been created alongside the true file /files. All files concerning the nature of SCP-001, including the decoy /decoys, are protected by a mimetic kill agent designed to immediately cause cardiac arrest in any non-authorized personnel attempting to access the file. Revealing the true nature /natures of SCP-001 to the general public is cause for execution, except as required under Redacted. Warning. Any non-authorized personnel accessing this file will be immediately terminated through Berryman Langford mimetic kill agent. Scrolling down without proper mimetic inoculation will result in immediate cardiac arrest followed by death. You have been warned. Mimetic kill agent activated. Continued life signs confirmed. Removing safety interlocks. Welcome, authorized personnel. Please select your desired file. Codename, Noir Box, Tindalos Trinity. Error, multiple files found. Please contact the system administrator. RWX2R-0/0011 kilobytes. The 1st of January 1970. SCP-001, Hated Caesar. Level 5/001. Classified. Threat level, Black. Special Containment Procedures. An SCP-001 containment breach constitutes the initiation of a UZ-class Grey Goo scenario, and the immediate redesignation of the anomaly as Apollyon class. SCP-001 is contained in its specialized containment chamber at Site-01. This containment chamber must be kept structurally sound at all times. No entryways are to be added to the containment chamber, nor are any extant ones to be opened under any circumstances. No items, objects, and / or personnel are to be introduced into SCP-001's containment chamber under any circumstances. No items, objects, and / or personnel introduced to SCP-001's containment chamber are to be retrieved under any circumstances. Any personnel attempting to retrieve any items, objects, and / or personnel from SCP-001's containment chamber are to be immediately terminated, regardless of any and all former positions, accolades, and / or privileges as a member of the Foundation. Any personnel suspected of planning an attempt to retrieve any items, objects, and / or personnel from SCP-001's containment chamber are to be immediately detained and removed from Site-01, with all privileges suspended pending further investigation. Description: SCP-001 are the animate, deceased cadavers of a human. All SCP-001 instances are superficially undergoing advanced putrefaction. No loss of mass has been observed for any SCP-001 instances, nor has shed mass built up within the containment chamber. SCP-001 instances roam their containment chamber in a manner mimicking the behaviors of a standard, living human. SCP-001 instances interact with their environment anachronistically. They are capable of passing through any region of space that has, is, or, theoretically, will be unoccupied, regardless of whether or not the space is currently occupied. Winking sad smiley 1, see footnotes. This property effectively enables SCP-001 instances to pass through any solid matter they predate or outlast. SCP-001 instances constantly and erratically duplicate themselves, typically when performing tasks with multiple possible outcomes. In such cases, a new SCP-001 instance will manifest for each outcome. SCP-001 instances are also capable of recombining and will do so when two or more instances perform identical actions. The anomalous properties of SCP-001 manifested when the individual was assassinated by an unidentified military group shortly prior to the formation of the Foundation. The founding High Command was successful in containing SCP-001 within its childhood bedroom, see footnotes, before the anomaly replicated, enabling successful containment. Footnotes 1. For example, if a door occupying a doorway is opened at any point in time, past, present, or future, SCP-001 instances are capable of passing through the doorway at any point in time regardless of whether the door is open or closed. 2. The only extant structure that predates SCP-001, and thus the only location capable of containing it. Item number 001, Level 5 Top Secret. Containment Class: Euclid. Disruption Class: VLAM. Risk Class: Notice. Special Containment Procedures: SCP-001 is to be contained in a standard humanoid cell at Site-01. SCP-001 is to be given a standard humanoid meal regimen. Containment personnel are not authorized to communicate with SCP-001 beyond basic humanoid containment parameters without express permission from the Overseer Council. Description: SCP-001 is a human who exhibits varying temporal properties. SCP-001 will only respond positively if referred to by Foundation personnel as the founder of the Foundation. 1. See footnotes. If referred to by its SCP designation, SCP-001 will become irritated and will refuse to speak to offending personnel indefinitely. To date, SCP-001 has never forgotten an infringement. SCP-001 is immortal, and does not age. Although SCP-001 can be physically damaged and will heal at an appropriate rate for a mundane human, its longevity enables it to recover from more severe injuries if given sufficient time to do so. SCP-001 is capable of accurately and precisely predicting future events. It is currently believed that SCP-001 is not inducing these events to occur. All events described by SCP-001 have, at the time of description, inevitably become impossible to avert or alter. SCP-001 supports the containment and analysis of anomalous phenomena, but insists that it must be released from containment or allowed to construct a device of unclear function. SCP-001 refuses to allow the mentioned device to be constructed by any other individuals. SCP-001 was initially contained by the founding Overseer Council shortly following the establishment of the Foundation. Footnotes 1. SCP-001 was not a member of the founding Overseer Council. Item number SCP-001. Object Class: Euclid. Level 5 / Classified. Threat Level: White. Special Containment Procedures: Containment of SCP-001 is personally overseen by Overwatch. Description: SCP-001 is comprised of SCP-001-1, a human, and SCP-001-0, a mechanical device. SCP-001 was constructed by SCP-001-1. SCP-001-1 is immortal, and does not age. Although SCP-001-1 can be physically damaged and will heal at an appropriate rate for a mundane human, its longevity enables it to recover from more severe injuries if given sufficient time to do so. SCP-001-1 vocally supports the containment and analysis of anomalous phenomena, and is largely compliant in its own containment. SCP-001 is capable of producing detailed predictions of all possible outcomes for an input event. As SCP-001 also considers the impact its predictions will have on the outcome of the event, it is assured that at least one outcome produced by SCP-001 will occur. Whenever SCP-001-1 and / or SCP-001 are involved with an event beyond exclusively providing predictions on its outcomes, SCP-001 will typically produce a significant number of blatantly incorrect predictions based upon one of the following false factors. 1. That SCP-001-1 was allegedly assassinated by a military group prior to containment, and as a result, SCP-001 was never constructed. 2. That, along with its standard anomalous properties, SCP-001-1 also exhibits SCP-001's anomalous properties, and that SCP-001 was never constructed. ID. Administrator. Password. Redacted. Maximum clearance. High Command / Overseer Council / Overwatch Eyes Only. It is the consensus agreement of High Command, HC, the Overseer Council, OC, and Overwatch, OW, that SCP-001 is a causal loop focusing on the founder of the Foundation at the time period the Foundation was established. As a result of SCP-001's anomalous influence, there are 3 distinct timelines generated from this point in time. The details of the timelines, as agreed upon by their respective High Command, Overseer Council, or Overwatch, is as following. Timeline HC. SCP-001 conceived the notion of the Foundation by their own volition but was assassinated by an unidentified military group speculated to be an alternate rendition of Mobile Task Force ELP-0 originating from Timeline OC and / or Timeline OW before they could directly enact the establishment of the organization. This period corresponds to the initiation of SCP-001's anomalous properties in timelines OC and OW. However, SCP-001 was successful in promoting sufficient interest in the endeavor prior to their demise and further catalyzed by the clearly anomalous circumstances around their assassination to prompt the original 13 members of High Command to do so in their stead. The now anomalous cadaver / S of SCP-001, another catalyst for High Command's actions, was successfully contained in the childhood home of SCP-001, one of the few extant buildings at the time that predated SCP-001, of which, at the time of writing, it exclusively remains, before the anomaly began duplicating. How the founding High Command knew to contain SCP-001 at this location, and why they avoided using the door instead lowering the anomaly through a hole in the ceiling is unknown. No documentation justifying the decision, if any existed, have been found. Being the first anomaly contained by the Foundation, it was designated SCP-001 following the official codification of the SCP designation. Timeline OC. SCP-001 was in the process of establishing the Foundation alongside the members of the original Overseer Council when they began exhibiting anomalous properties, roughly corresponding to the point in time when Mobile Task Force ELP-0 intervened in timelines HC and OW. However, no evidence has been found indicating MTF ELP-0 has been present in timeline OC. Recognizing SCP-001 as a new anomalous phenomenon, the founding Overseer Council immediately devised and enforced containment measures for SCP-001, cataloging it as their first contained anomaly. Timeline OW. In Timeline OW, the founder encounters an anachronistic military group self-identifying by the moniker Mobile Task Force ELP-0. This MTF presents the founder with schematics for SCP-001, and assist in its construction, which is completed at the time SCP-001 is assassinated in timeline HC/gains properties in timeline OS. Upon completion of this task, MTF-0 departs. The founder establishes the modern foundation for the explicit purpose of studying SCP-001, with the original Overwatch being their initial research group, following the discovery of further anomalous phenomena that posed various threats to the founder, Overwatch and / or their notion of normal society. The function of the Foundation expanded to include the containment and research of these phenomena as well. Recognizing their abnormal lack of aging in comparison to the founding Overwatch, the founder voluntarily submitted themselves to containment and study. Following the discovery of SCP-001, the founder was redesignated as a component of SCP-001, It is the consensus agreement of the leading committees that SCP-001 was discovered through the unintentional preservation of the Foundation database across all 3 timelines. It is currently unclear how this data preservation is occurring, but is confirmed to be instantaneous relative to each timeline's analog of the creation date. A file created on the 1st of January, 2018 at 8 p.m. in timeline HC will simultaneously appear in the database present in timeline OC and timeline OW on the 1st of January, 2018 at 8 p.m. Cooperation between the leading committees of each respective timeline has led to the conclusion that the majority of recorded anomalous phenomena present in the shared database only exist within one timeline. Only 17 anomalies have been confirmed to exist across all 3 timelines. Considering the presence of Mobile Task Force ALP-0 in both Timeline HC and Timeline OW, the consensus belief is that SCP-001 is preserved through unclear future events that prompt the leading committees of the Foundations to dispatch this MTF at a future date, with the intent of altering the circumstances of the Foundation's conception, creating the next successive timeline. The order of timelines is unknown, but deemed irrelevant. As evidenced by SCP-001's HC inability to escape its containment chamber, it is agreed that MTF-0 will be dispatched prior to the destruction of the containment chamber. It is believed that, as Timeline HC will be overwritten by either Timeline OC or Timeline OW as a result of this will result in the immediate cessation of Timeline HC, and the loss of all contents. Further extrapolation based upon the fact that similar events occur at similar times across all 3 timelines strongly suggests Timeline OC and Timeline OW will also terminate at that time. As a result, it is the unanimous agreement of the leading committees that SCP-001 must be neutralized to prevent the cessation of one or all 3 timelines, and the resultant loss of the Foundation and humanity. Questioning of SCP-001, OC, by the Overseer Council has revealed that the device they intend to construct specifically executes this purpose. Cooperation between the Overseer Council and Overwatch has confirmed that SCP-001 is similar to the device intended for construction by SCP-001 OC. Analysis of SCP-001 has failed to confirm how the device would be, or is, capable of neutralizing SCP-001. However, SCP-001-1 has similarly confirmed the device is capable of performing this task but has failed to provide further clarification. Because of the various SCP-001's HC, OC, assumed, in the case of Timeline OC, desire to construct this device, and their otherwise apparent fundamental relation to SCP-001, it is the consensus belief of the leading committees that the completion of this device across all 3 timelines will result in the neutralization of SCP-001, or at minimum enable more viable containment of SCP-001, HC, OC, through minimization or neutralization of their anomalous properties. As such, the leading committees of each timeline have agreed to complete the following. High Command will receive the schematics of SCP-001 and construct it, activating it as soon as able. The Overseer Council will voluntarily release SCP-001 OC from containment, providing them with the required resources to construct SCP-001. Overwatch will provide schematics for SCP-001 to High Command and the Overseer Council. No other actions are required, as their device is already complete. The leading committees will cooperate to maximize the probability of this file, along with as much of the main Foundation database as possible, surviving into the ensuing timeline produced by SCP-001's neutralization, for the explicit purpose of detailing SCP-001 and its neutralization to ensure the anomaly does not reform. This document written and signed by unanimous agreement of the leading committees of the Foundation. High Command, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Overseer Council, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Overwatch, Overseer 1, Overseer 2, Overseer 3, Overseer 4, Overseer 5, Overseer 6, Overseer 7, Overseer 8, Overseer 9, Overseer 10, Overseer 11, Overseer 12, Overseer 13 _ Item number SCP-001-D. Object Class, DCOM. Site Responsible, N/A. Director, N/A. Research Head, N/A. Assigned Task, N/A. Special Containment Procedures, none. Description: SCP-001-D, formerly designated as SCP-001, allegedly was a causal loop that resulted in the cyclic recreation of three similar but distinct timelines. These timelines diverged at the time of the Foundation's establishment, under three distinct circumstances. The Founder becomes an anomaly during the process of establishing the Foundation. The Founding Overseer Council, 1, see footnotes, contain it as an SCP-001, as per the Founder's original wishes. An anachronistic mobile task force, ALP-0, believed to originate from the terminus of one of the timelines, provides the Founder with the schematics for an anomalous device and assists them in constructing it. The Foundation is established expressly to study this device, beginning with the founding Overwatch, 2, see footnotes. The Founder is later recognized to be anomalous, and willingly submits to containment as an SCP-001. An anachronistic military force, believed to be MTF-ALP-0 or an alternate rendition of such, assassinates the Founder. The Founding High Command, 3, see footnotes, completes the establishment of the Foundation in their absence, and contains the anomalous corpse of the Founder as an SCP-001. In all cases, SCP-001-D was discovered through the preservation of files within the main Foundation database across all timelines, purportedly enabled through standard anomalous protection countermeasures. It is noteworthy that SCP-001-D was discovered by the current / remaining timelines Foundation when several corrupted files were discovered throughout the main database. SCP-001-D was reportedly decommissioned through a joint effort between the Overseer Council, Overwatch and High Command. Information recovered from the surviving files strongly suggests, however, that the decommissioning of SCP-001-D has resulted in a timeline drastically less viable than its predecessors, as the entirety of the SCP catalogue, of which all but 17 only existed in one of the 3 timelines produced by SCP-001-D, have been forced to coexist within the same timeline. As evidenced by rampant containment failures, the loss of numerous critical sites and areas, and ongoing underfunding despite assistance through the Boe and Mullozen commissions, it is infeasible for any singular Foundation to function effectively under such conditions. Furthermore, the ongoing ZK-class Rat's Nest scenario proves that no singular timeline is capable of supporting the coexistence of numerous anomalies with conflicting properties. SCP-001-D has been marked as a point of investigation for Project LIF. In the event the Lift-Thraser protocol is initiated, the conditions under which SCP-001-D was neutralized as detailed from surviving files is to be replicated with the inclusion of SCP-14089, SCP-24601 and SCP-55555, in the hope doing so will result in the production of a more viable timeline. Footnotes. 1. An analogue of the O5 Council. 2. See previous footnote. 3. See previous footnote.